Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. Is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs. Instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Folks, it's Tuesday, 4 minutes past the top of the hour, May the 4th. It's a special day for some of y'all out here in these streets, these radio streets. Special day. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben, this is a special day for you, my friend.
No. May the 4th. I do enjoy Star Wars, but I do not freak out over May the 4th be with you jokes. Man. Especially today. Ben is not in a good spot right now.
I have a little nephew, man, that's on the West Coast, California. Sleep right now. He should be. But if they got thunderstorms like we got thunderstorms here,
he's up right now.
There's a chance that he might be up, just like my kids were up and in the bed this morning. But I have a little nephew, man. He's all about the Star Wars. And, yeah, like, is it too late? I mean, I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 this year. Is it too late? Is it too late to get into it? It's too late to catch up? I'm not saying I will, but, like, I want to broaden the horizon, experience things I haven't experienced before. There's people on Twitter that listen to the show, that I'm friends with, and hey, they into it. I never grew up really into it, but this day every single year, it's a big deal because it is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, right? Ain't that how you say it? 865-255-03 is our telephone number to the Irish Networks hotline. Now, what do y'all like? People that are involved in Star Wars, like, what do you do today? Taking today off, or what's going on? Is there like a meetup somewhere, Panera Bread or something?
I think you're making it something that it may not be. It's a big day to Star Wars people, but it's not a holiday.
I'm asking the questions. I don't know. I'm not making it anything. I'm asking questions.
It
I don't know.
appears,
I have no clue what the big deal is about today. That's why I'm asking.
It appears to me that it is a make a joke on social media and keep it moving type of thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe May the 4th encourages Star Wars fans to go back and watch Star Wars today. But from my vantage point, it seems like people get the jokes off on social media.
That's it.
And keep it moving.
All right, well, May the 4th be with you. Anyways, Tennessee got some help from Jawan Mitchell, transfer from Texas.
Really?
Help is on the way. Did that finally come out?
I'm just stunned that he picked Tennessee.
Yeah, it was a nail biter, man. It was a nail biter. It was touch and go for a while. You know, Tennessee was in the lead, man, but you know those other schools closed the gap, and the very last second he picked Tennessee. No, that was a plan for a while for him to go to Tennessee, and Tennessee is certainly the place where you can play in the SEC. You can play in front of a passionate fan base, a nice crowd, and you will have instant playing time for a guy, especially like Jawan Mitchell. Now, other positions may not, but linebacker for sure. And so the transfer market was busy again. The transfer portal was busy again yesterday. Man, I really have a love-hate relationship with the transfer portal. I really do. I'm not 100% against it. I'm not 100% for it. It's just part of it. We got to deal with it. I understand both sides. It's good to get a guy like Jawan Mitchell who did it at a different team, different conference, proven. I would rather have a guy like a Jawan Mitchell than a freshman linebacker at this point, to be honest. So that's how I feel about the portal.
No, I'm with you. I have, over the last month or so, adopted the feeling that the transfer portal can be somewhat overrated. But there are players that you can get that have a ton of upside, like a Joe Milton, guys that can be an instant impact player for you, like a Jawan Mitchell from Texas, like a Justin Powell from Auburn. There are players that you can absolutely go out and help bridge the gap when you're either taking over a new job like Josh Heupel is, or you can go out and get an impact player that can maybe help you get over the hump like Rick Barnes is hopeful that Justin Powell can do. So I don't think the transfer portal is a complete wash. I do think it can be a bit overrated. That's a different discussion that we can have either later or a different day this summer. But I think that Tennessee and Josh Heupel has reaped the benefits of the transfer portal of late. They did not reap the benefits of the transfer portal when they first got here because of how many guys entered the portal. Both your outside linebackers entered the portal, although one was dismissed from the team in Kevon Bennett. Your two inside linebackers hit the portal. Your top two running backs hit the portal, just so on and so forth. Your starting two left tackles, Jameer Johnson, Wanya Morris hit the portal. So Tennessee didn't reap the benefit early on, but they have of late. So there's that love-hate relationship with the portal that you speak of.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee is going to be hit by it in a negative way more than probably in a positive way. But you know the best thing you can hope for is try to get close as a wash as possible. Get close as a wash as possible. And I think it's important not only to add talent in key areas, but you got to add guys that have the mental makeup, that have the mentality, the energy, the character off the field and on the football field. There's football character that's a little bit different than off the field character. And I think that's important for this program to add guys that have a high level of football character. It means something to lose a rep. It means something to lose a game. It means something to practice the right way. It means something to lead. And when someone's not doing the right things around you, you hold them accountable. Those are the type of players that Tennessee, Josh Heupel, should be adding to the program. Don't add guys that have the same personalities and the same football character as the ones that transferred out. Entitlement. And that was created by the previous regime. So there's a lot of guys in the portal. There's a lot of talented guys in the portal. There's a lot of guys who think they're talented, but they're not. And so it's Tennessee's recruiting department's job to comb through the portal and find the guys that physically can help them, psychologically can help them, and it's going to help improve the culture and set the foundation for what Heupel and company want to have here. So let's go to the phones and get Dave Toner. Dave Toner, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. Good, man. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, thank you. So what is he, sophomore transferring in or a junior?
He is a senior with 2 years to play. He will be a senior this fall, so this will be his senior season. Played 3 at Texas, and then because of the free year of eligibility from COVID, he'll have the option to return for another year after that if he pleases. So a senior with 2 years to play.
Okay. Swaino, your opening question about the Star Wars thing, it's I'm 54, I'll be 55 this year, and I've never watched the first Star Wars show, period.
Yeah, I haven't watched any at all either. So I'm about 15 years away, I guess, from you.
Just not my cup of tea. So my pressing question for today is, inside source tells me Mr. Chattanooga, Mr. Heartbreak Kid from last year, Jay Hardy, is in the transfer portal.
Yes.
And that it doesn't matter if the SEC does not allow the conference-to-conference school. He's coming to Tennessee.
That's not true.
What's not true?
He's coming to Tennessee.
You have inside sources?
Don't always.
Yeah, but you usually just don't blurt that out.
He ain't coming to Tennessee unless something changes, but I don't think Tennessee's going to be pursuing him.
Do you think Tennessee should be pursuing him?
No.
No?
Nope, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll sit back and watch that story that you have unfold.
I don't think Tennessee's going to pursue Jay Hardy. I don't think they should pursue Jay Hardy. I understand initially being like, yo, let's get Jay Hardy, right? We got time for hurt feelings. Got over it with K. Mays.
Mm-hmm.
K. Mays is on video saying F Tennessee, and how many of us have said it? I know I said it about 83 times during the last season, about 103 times the season before that.
How about how many times have you said it over the last decade?
Oh, I don't have, I don't have 3 hours. I only have 3 hours to count, but like we've all said it. He said it. We got over it, and we welcome him with a warm hug when he decided to transfer from Georgia to Tennessee. Jay Hardy, straight up lied. Straight up lied about being committed to Auburn while Tennessee was still continuing to recruit him. Made Tennessee look like a fool. Made himself look like a fool, to be honest. But just putting 2 and 2 together here. Who's D-line coach here, Ben?
Rodney Garner.
Who's D-line coach and recruited him at Auburn?
Rodney Garner.
So Rodney would know all about his habits, good or bad, at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Would know all about them. And I just don't think Tennessee is going to go that route. I don't think so. But, hey, things can change. But as of right now, 7-16, I don't think Tennessee is gonna explore that. Again, it's very, very important to have talented players on your roster. He's certainly one of the most talented players in the country coming out of high school. But it's more than just that. It's more than just that. Well, why is he leaving Auburn? Those are questions that you got to ask. I know the public may not 100% know that, but those are questions you have to ask. Why is a player leaving a place? Why? Why are you leaving? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? What do you want to be? What do you want to add to a new program? These are questions that I have for every transfer. But just to reiterate what I said to Dave Tona, don't think Tennessee's going to explore that, and don't think they should. 865-255-03. Hour 1 is brought to you by Hillard Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Y'all are just like me when it comes to seeing guys in the transfer portal. Just like me. Maybe y'all not. Well, I'll tell you how I am. Whenever there's a player in the transfer portal, I'm like, is he a fit? Can he come here? Can he come here? Huh? Go and look at why he picked that school, the first school coming out of high school. See if Tennessee's in the running, was in the running at 2, 3, or 4. Try to put the pieces together, trying to see where the connection is, trying to see if there's anybody on our staff that possibly recruited this particular player, and see if it can happen. I do it every time, every player. And then I really start to ask questions about the possibility, and then I get my answer. I did that with Jay Hardy. Oh, come on, man. From Chattanooga. Tennessee was like second, I think. Can we even say Tennessee was second for that? No, for that player? That was so weird.
Don't get me going on the Jay Hardy recruitment. Remember, I have strong feelings about this particular subject.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember you said because of how it happened, if you decide to transfer, you did not want him because that was a huge character red flag. And I said, hey, whatever, he's young. He handled it wrong. A lot of dudes handle it wrong, and they turn out to be really good players and captains of their teams. And there's a lot to be said. But in this case, Ben McKee is right.
I tend to be.
In this case, Ben McKee is right. In this case. So, I'm good. Bring me an outsider. Oh, I love outsiders. Oh, you don't like outsiders? I love outsiders. Outsiders that we can make insiders. I love that. I love outsiders. I love insiders too. If they're ballers and come in and handle business or go over where they're going and handle business and they want to come here, I love insiders. But I love outsiders too, as long as they get the job done. But don't think Tennessee's going to go in that direction. Anytime there's an SEC player hitting the transfer portal, I'm like, huh? What? I know you want to stick it to your old team. That's something I would do. Oh, you recruited me here. You gonna lie to me? You said it was only these amount of receivers, but it's these amount of receivers. 3 different receivers you didn't mention. Oh, and they playing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in the portal, and I'm going to the rival. See you this fall, coach. That's me, man. I would definitely be that person. Bitter, especially if I was a young player. As an older player, it's hard to make that move. But as a young player, not truly understanding the traditions and not really being like immersed in the rivalry. Oh, I would leave. Go to the rival. I would do that. Petty.
I am petty in that respect.
Oh man. Check out the text box. Popeye. No Jay Hardy? No.
Not as of today.
LC Vol says, Hubs said last night Tony V and White have spoken, but Tony hasn't gotten much into it. He's focused on his team. Do you think it's a mistake not to have a contract offer on the table for him with facility upgrades and staff raises? No, it's not a mistake. My opinion, it's not a mistake. Tony Vitello needs to focus on his team. He needs to focus on the task at hand, winning. He doesn't need to get caught up in trying to do contract stuff like that because it's not like there's other teams right now trying to hire Tony Vitello midseason. All that stuff will play out at the end of the season, Danny White certainly been in contact with Tony Vitello when it comes to future plans and ideas and things like that. Remember, for facility upgrades and staff raises, you don't get those thoughts and prayers. So it's going to take fundraising. It's going to take, God forbid, asking people to donate money so these things can be done. Facility upgrades, staff raises don't come from thin air. Man, it would be great if it came from the clouds this morning, because we would have Yankee Stadium over here, or Wrigley Field. We'll be able to pull up Texas A&M and just tear it all down and build it back up. We would be able to do that if the blessings came from the clouds. Because, man, we got a lot of blessings this morning. Thunder, lightning, all of that stuff. But it takes money to do those things. So there's money that needs to be raised, and there's a season that needs to be played. That's my take, Ben. You the baseball guy. You plugged in. What's your take on that?
From Tennessee's perspective, it would be a miracle if it could work something out before the season. That would be best case scenario from Tennessee's perspective, because then you won't have to worry about Tony bolting for another school shortly after the season ends. I would much rather have a deal done than be trying to work out a deal while other schools are pursuing Tony. I mean, that's just simple business, in my opinion. So from Tennessee's perspective, I absolutely would want something done before the end of the season. But you also have to love that Tony doesn't want to really negotiate all of that right now. With there's 3 weeks left until SEC tournament time. There's a big series next weekend against number 1 Arkansas. There's a series after that in which you travel to South Carolina, which is a top 10, top 15, top 20 Gamecocks baseball team, depending on the week. And if things go well and you get a little luck with how Vanderbilt finishes the season and maybe how Florida finishes the season, then you win the SEC East, something that has not been done in a very, very long time. I don't even know the last time that it happened. It seems like the last time good things happened for Tennessee baseball was 2001 or 2005. Those seem to be the 2 years that Tony's teams have been the first to do so since 2001 or 2005. And then after that, it's SEC tournament. Tennessee, for once, is not fighting and scratching and clawing to barely make the SEC tournament. Right now, they're tied for third in the entire SEC and would have a really nice seeding and would have a double bye, I believe, and would be set up to potentially win the SEC tournament. And then the week after that, you're hopefully hosting a NCAA regional for the first time since 2005. And if that weekend goes well, then you're hosting a super regional for the first time since 2005. So from Tony's perspective, you absolutely don't want to be focused on contract negotiations or stadium negotiations or coaching staff salary negotiations and all those fun things that will be sorted out after the season, because Tony has the chance to truly do something special here over the next month and a half, 2 months, and you can't be distracted by all the peripheral. That will take care of itself. Even if Tony ends up leaving, I mean, that will take care of itself as well. So I imagine that's how Tony Vitello is viewing the situation. So from Tennessee's perspective, obviously you would love to lock him up as soon as possible, but Tony's the type of guy that he's not going to worry about that until after the job is done. And how can you not like that about a coach?
If it was just about salary of the coach or salary of assistants, I mean, it would be possible to do this during the season. right? I mean, it'd be a little bit easier.
No, I do think it is possible to get something done. I just don't think they're going to sit down and have extensive conversations throughout the week.
No, I'm saying like it would be more possible if it was only just coaching salaries, assistants, and Tony's salary. But it's not just about salaries; it's about the plan for facility upgrades, and that that comes with a ton of moving.
That's time consuming.
Yeah, and it's a ton of moving pieces. There's nothing you can kind of guarantee right now because you're still in fundraising mode.
Now, what I would say about that, though, is would that not fall more on the athletic department as a whole rather than Tony Vitello? Because Danny White and his people are going to be the ones raising money for these projects that they want to complete at Lindsey Nelson. So Danny can assure Tony that, okay, we're going to sit here, we're going to raise the money, and we're going to make it happen. And then, I mean, that's kind of that's just that. Like you've got the commitment secured in the bag. You don't really have to do anything from there. So although it's not just about coaching staff raises, and it's also about a commitment to the program as a whole, they've been talking about, renovating Lindsey Nelson for a while now, which I think makes it easier to get something done in the season. I agree with what you're saying, but they've been trying to detail and outline renovations to Lindsey Nelson for a while now. Just last week, I sent you what the draw-ups of the renovations would look like, and so they've been working on that. Since the summer, since Tony got here, they've been dreaming, and there's been like 6 or 7 different drawings of potential renovations. So it's not like they're starting from square one. I think they've settled on what they want a renovation to look like. Those have been drawn up. Now it's just a matter of matching that with a new Tony Vitello contract, a new coaching staff contract, and although you're extending the seating down the left field line, although you're looking at a potential double-deck porch out in left field, can we get a weight room? Because the weight room is not a collegiate weight room at all. I realize baseball weight rooms are different, not as large as like a football weight room, but it's like a high school weight room. It's nice, but for an SEC baseball program, it's not where it should be. So can we get a new weight room? Can we add some more suites? Which that's the plan. That's in the renderings as well. Can we find a way to where, as Chris Burke mentioned on your very show, Swain, can we find a way to bring in recruits through the front of the stadium to where we don't have to bring them in through the right field bullpen so they can avoid seeing what the front of the stadium looks like? Because, as Chris Burke said, it messes up all the football teams' highlight videos because you can see Lindsey Nelson in the background.
Hey, like when I have company, because I got like everything in my garage, man. I got this big old mess in my garage. I'm trying to I need a tool. There's a couple things I need. I need like a toolbox, a huge one, and I need like a freaking a storage house
shed.
I need one of those in the backyard because I'm accumulating things, and so like the car's not even in the garage anymore. And so when people come over, I'm like, hey, come around the front. Don't go through the garage. Come around this door. I'm over here like a safety patrol person, in the middle of the road, like, whoop, whoop.
You want to see my guard?
Over here. Come this way. Park right here. Don't look over there. Come over around this way. Don't go that way. Around this way. Because I want them to see the garage, because the garage is a mess. Let me add to your point though. Remember a couple of years ago when John Curry was AD? God, I feel like 20 years ago. The athletic committee and the trustees approved a cost phase 1 plan. Remember, initially Neyland Stadium was going to go through a $340 million renovation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's different phases, and the different phases, I think, are dependent on how much money you're going to be able to raise and how much money you're going to be able to use to that. I understand what you're saying about the draw ups and the plans, but can you today follow up on what you set out when you drew the plans months ago with new information that has occurred in the last couple months? Coach Fulmer's buyout, paying T. Martin. You're going to probably lose out in bowl game money. Praying Brumbaugh. I mean, we're talking like
Bumbraw.
Bumbraw. God, I call him a bum.
You called him a bum.
Brumbaugh. Sorry, Jimmy.
Sorry, I'm sure.
But like we're talking like,
worse.
Bro, that's like $20 million we're talking about.
Correct, but here's my thing. I agree with what you're saying. But if you want to keep Tony Vitello, even if, and we've talked about this before, even if Tony Vitello leaves, you still need to make this commitment to the baseball program. If you don't want to be at the bottom of the cellar, you find a way to make it happen.
I understand that, but it goes back to the question about doing this during the season or doing it after the season, and there's just too many moving parts. Like all these buyouts, you got investigations going on with the NCAA. Like there's too many moving parts to right now in the middle of the season be trying to sew that stuff up. That's all I'm saying. There's too many distractions, too many moving parts. I just think it's something that gets done at the end of the season when you know more answers. You might not know all of them, but I think you'll know more in 3 weeks than you know today.
Yes, but from a university side of things, from the athletic department side of things, you can't wait until the end of the season and answer those questions.
No, you just know more. Hopefully you know more about what you can do because you're making a commitment, like a long-term commitment.
Correct.
Based on new information that's happened in the last 3 months.
But they also don't have time to waste. That's
they don't.
That's the problem.
They don't. So that's why it's going to take time to sit down with Tony Vitello and sort through like every possible scenario. And Tony just doesn't have the time to sit down like that.
Yes,
right now.
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm more so speaking to the university figuring out how it's going to be able to make this commitment to the baseball program. They do not have time to waste. You can wait and hold off on having extensive sit-down conversations with Tony Vitello until the end of the season, but as soon as that time comes, whenever Tennessee baseball season ends, you have to, from the university side, has to be able to sit down and make an offer immediately, both from a contract standpoint, a facilities upgrade standpoint. While you're not sitting down and talking with Tony right now, and I'm sure Danny White is and his staff is doing this, but they've got to be able to find those answers that you are talking about because they can't wait until the end of the season and then go, okay, well, we'll get back to you. Let us go figure out how we can get that money because
100%, I agree with that.
Other schools like TCU, Texas A&M, LSU, who knows what kind of school's going to be opening up. And while Tennessee would be searching for answers theoretically, these other schools that are already where Tony wants the program to be are calling and saying, come on. And it would be hard I imagine it would be hard to stick around in that situation.
Yeah, what I would think would happen is based on like projections, you can have like different phases and different tiers of, hey, this scenario, this is what we'll be able to do. This scenario, this is what we're going to do. Or listen, maybe you got some cash somewhere, you got some reserves, and you say no matter what happens, bowl game, buyouts, whatever happens, this is the amount that we can spend.
Maybe you have to do.
Maybe you do that.
That's what you have to do.
Maybe you do that. And
go ahead.
No, I mean this is what we know we can do. Because I think that's going to be important. You need black and white. This is what we can do. And then you continue to fundraise, and everything else after that is icing on the cake. It's butter.
Yes.
After that. So, yeah, I mean, have a concrete plan of what you can do, the offer that you can provide for Tony, the plan that you can execute to make Lindsey Nelson better, look better. You don't have to bring folks in the back door. You don't have to usher them into, come through. Just climb in the window. Don't even worry about trying to go through the living room. Just come straight to the room. Just climb in the window in the living room. Don't even worry about the other rooms. You don't have to do that. That's a really, really good question there on text box. Thank you for that.
LC Vol.
LC Vol. That was like,
which I think is Lincoln County Vol.
That was
right down the
almost-
road from Huntsville.
That's right. Jim Bob Cooter territory.
That's right. But to go back to his initial question, do you think it's a mistake to not have a contract offer on the table for Tony with facility upgrades and staff raises? No, I don't think it's a mistake. In a perfect world, you would like to have things done before the end of the season, before other schools truly start calling and offering. That would be a perfect world if you're Tennessee, but Tony Vitello is just not the type of guy to take a day off in the middle of the week as SEC tournament and NCAA tournament, all the things that I mentioned Tennessee's playing for over these next 3 weeks to a month and a half. Tony Vitello is just not the type of guy to sit down and take a day off and veer away from the task at hand.
I love my listeners, man. I love y'all. Natty 05 says, go to this place. I purchased a big metal enclosed storage cabinet for my garage. The price was only $199. Man, look at that, boy. Providing answers. Punch in the Vols says, Jay Hardy out here looking for McDonald's bags. I don't know what he's looking for. I'm not going to accuse him of doing that. I will say there are some players that are doing that. I mean, there's too many players in the transfer portal, too many players from the SEC. Hard for me to believe that they didn't get the McDonald's bag on the front end and transferring knowing that they can possibly get another one. There's going to be some of them that's going to have a rude awakening because no one's going to offer. Maybe parents will do interviews and try to look for McDonald's bags too. Maybe you'll see that. 865-255-03. Be right back.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Time for Attaboy here in the Swain Event, highlighting some positivity, some really good stories that sometimes get buried below all the negativity and all the bad things that are going on in the world. But I got to get an Attaboy. I'm keeping it sports because we have never seen this in our lifetime. And Russell Westbrook. There's only 2 players in NBA history dropped 20-plus assists, 20-plus rebounds, and a triple-double. One is Russell Westbrook, and the other is Wilt Chamberlain. What? Of all these years playing NBA basketball, it's only been done by 2 people? Russell Westbrook.
Stunned that Pete Maravich hasn't done it.
Russell. Watch it be. Russell Westbrook. ESPN stats and information. Full list of players. This is from a tweet from Tim McMahon, ESPN. Full list of players with 20 rebound, 20 assist performances in NBA history. Russell Westbrook twice. Wilt Chamberlain. That's the list. So not even triple-double, just 20 rebounds and 20 assist performances. Russell Westbrook is a freaking point guard. He's a freaking point guard. Wilt Chamberlain was a center over 7 foot. Russell Westbrook, a point guard. 20 rebounds, 20 assists. It's never happened before by anybody else besides Wilt Chamberlain. So that's a heck of an accomplishment. I got to give Russell Westbrook an Attaboy today. Attaboy is brought to you by Iris Networks. IrisNetworksUSA.com is their website, where they specialize in fiber internet and great voice packages for businesses. 90 days, no payment for business internet. When you start with Iris Networks, you can look forward to reliable, local, high-quality business fiber internet and voice. Ben, what's your Attaboy for today? Look like you got something over there.
Yes, because I give Attaboys and Attagirls to Vols and Lady Vols.
No, so you bias?
No, I just.
That's exactly what you.
I give.
That's what it means.
Congratulations to those who truly deserve it, not the Kim Mulkeys of the world, not the Pistol Pete Maraviches of the world, but the people who truly matter, East Tennesseans. And Jordan Beck gets today's Attaboy. Jordan Beck, for those who do not know, is Tennessee's starting right fielder. And a week after Tennessee's starting center fielder, Drew Gilbert, was named the SEC Newcomer of the Week, Jordan Beck has been named the co-Newcomer of the Week. Jordan Beck hit .538 last week and finished the week with 7 hits and 4 RBIs. Against Kentucky over the weekend, he had 4 runs scored, 2 doubles, a homer, and 4 RBIs while slugging .923. He went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and set a career high with 3 runs scored in Thursday's win. His 3-run home run in the second inning tied the game at 3 and jump-started a 7-run outburst for the Vols in the frame. Beck set another career high with 4 hits in Saturday's series finale, including an RBI double that tied the game at 1 in the second inning. So big ups to Jordan Beck. He has been tremendous. And then this morning I saw a video of Oakland A's relief pitcher Sergio Romo. He was playing in Tampa Bay. He and the Oakland Athletics were in Tampa Bay playing the Rays. And because Tropicana Field is such a dump, the bullpen is along the foul line like it used to be back in the old days, the more traditional bullpen that's on the field.
Why being petty during Attaboy?
Because the Rays are a bunch of meat sticks. So Sergio Romo was in the bullpen. The fans are sitting right on top of the bullpen, and there is a fan with special needs sitting near the A's bullpen, and Sergio Romo saw this fan, and he went and got a baseball, and he got a bunch of his teammates to sign that baseball, and then gave it to the kid with special needs. So that video touched my heart this morning, and it was really cool to see. So attaboy to Jordan Beck, Tennessee starting right fielder, and then attaboy to Oakland Athletics relief pitcher Sergio Romo.
Sergio Romo, where'd he go to school?
University of...
Is it Tennessee?
No, I don't think he went to...
ETSU?
Notice how I started with the Tennessee player.
ETSU?
I think he went to MTSU.
MTSU? You sure?
He went to Colorado Mesa University, Orange Coast College. See? Orange Coast College.
Where's Orange Coast College?
Hold on. He went to UNA. No, he didn't.
Oh, that's your hometown.
I'm not from Florence, Alabama.
Lamonte Turner, baby.
He went to UNA.
I thought you was only giving out boys to Tennessee folks, though. Ain't that what you just said?
I did. He went to Orange Coast College. He went to Orange Coast College before transferring to Arizona Western College, and then for his junior and senior years, he played.
What's Orange Coast College? Is that in Dandridge? By the water?
Yeah, it's in Greenbrier.
Gotcha.
His junior and senior year was at UNA and Mesa State College. He played at 4 colleges. Yeesh.
Chip Payne on the text box. Call 1-800-JUNK-IT and throw it all away. It's not junk, Chip Payne. You just want me to throw it away so you can come get it. It's not junk, man. It's like lawnmowers and weed eaters. I need a freaking shed, man.
How come you make me go through the garage?
I rarely do.
You do often.
Rarely.
Oh, you could go through the garage.
Rarely. I don't care about you. I'm not trying to impress you.
That's the point.
That's the real reason, but I still make you go, around the other way because I would hate for you to slip and fall and you try to be like Ezel. Oh, my neck, my neck at my back. My neck, my back, my neck at my back, my neck. I'm suing. Nope. You go around there. You go around yonder. Ain't gonna be no slip and fall suits around here, buddy. Sorry days evolve. Will says, been out of the country on a job for 2 months with no phone and a way to keep updated. Please sum up the last 2 months so I can look for so I can look for what to check in on. Quick breakdown of key moments, recruits, hiring, firing, contracts, whatever y'all deem. Please and thank you, long-time listener.
Here's all you need to know.
2 months. What is it? 2 months.
Here's all you need to know. All you need to know from spring practice is that Harrison Bailey is going to win the Heisman. That's all you need to know.
That'll be March the 4th?
Basically the start of spring practice.
All I need to know is the quarterback that is currently here now that will be starting was not here during the spring. If you want a quarterback take.
Which that guy is likely Joe Milton, the transfer from Michigan that Tennessee got.
Yeah. How else can I help you sum up what's happened in the last 2 months? Tennessee baseball been kicking butt and taking names.
Tennessee basketball has a completely different roster.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
In a good way.
At one point, they only had like 3 guys on the team. They all was eating a dead end one day.
John Fulkerson's coming back for his 6th year.
There it is, Saudi Daisy. Fulkerson is back.
Tennessee picked up a big-time quarterback commitment in Taven Jackson.
That's true. Tennessee, 2 brand new assistant coaches, basketball.
Justin Gainey and Rod Clark.
And Lady Vols.
Yes.
Yep. Tennis won the SEC championship, beating the Gators.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The golf team played well in something.
Yeah. Softball team, they winning.
They've been doing their thing.
They doing their thing. What else? I think that's about it. DeBrady says, Swain, you need a man cave in your backyard there. I know, man. That would be awesome. But do you know that I basically built a room for me about 3 years ago? 3 years and 2 months. That's the room that we're currently in. I basically took a room of the house for myself. So it's going to be a while before I get a man cave.
And it used to be your kid's playroom. on top of it.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks. Yeah, it used to be the kids' playroom.
But now they have their own playroom, right?
A
different playroom.
They had to convert another room into a playroom. So
what room did that used to be?
The guest room.
Oh, you don't need 2 guest rooms.
Now we don't have any guest room.
Oh, that room got turned into the.
Yeah, that was the room that you was in when it was icing and storming, and
so it's no longer a guest room.
It's a playroom. So if that happens again, Ben, you're going to play with some. You're going to play with some dolls and stuff.
I just bring my sleeping bag and sleep down here in the studio.
That works too.
We get it out the mud on this end.
Okay. Jennifer Moore says I can agree that there has to be a at minimum scenario ready to go for the future of Tennessee baseball. Yes, at minimum. Hey, here's what we can do at the very minimum, because the football folks messed it up. That's what folks really want to say. There's a skit by Dave Chappelle. I think it was when President Obama was the president, and like it was I forgot the name of the skit, but basically he had a guy on his shoulder. It was like a little small person, and he was like literally a small person, and he was on a backpack, and he would say what the President Obama was thinking. Like, I need to be that guy for like Danny White. Like, I'll say what needs to be said. You don't have to say it, but the football folks messing it up. The stupid decision, you're messing up everybody's money. Simple as that. That's what needs to be said. It's the truth. But there needs to be a minimum.
I don't think a minimum is going to keep Tony Vitello.
No. You're not listening. A minimum plan of like no matter what happened with the football, but this is the minimum that we can do, and that minimum still may be good. Still may be good for Tony Vitello, but you still need to have a plan in place for after the season. Hour 2 coming up.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong, better rates and better service, atfcu.com. Last year, we saw undrafted free agent Marquez Callaway do his thing with the New Orleans Saints. He was a starting punt returner and wound up starting at wide receiver a few games. So my question for you, Benjamin, is will undrafted free agent Bryce Thompson, will he start a game in 2021? Shy Tuttle, undrafted, starter. Marquez Callaway, undrafted, starter. Will Bryce Thompson be the next guy, the next undrafted Vol that goes on to be a starter for the Saints? Hold on, I got one more. Jabari Greer was also an undrafted player that went to the Buffalo Bills, signed his second contract with the New Orleans Saints, but he still is another Vol who went undrafted that played for the Saints, the Super Bowl winning Saints.
Not going to mention your teammate?
Meacham was drafted. First round.
I know. 17th pick, right?
Yeah, first round. He was drafted.
That's not the teammate I'm referencing.
What a teammate?
Ramon Foster.
Ramon Foster was drafted by the Steelers.
He went undrafted.
No, he didn't. He went drafted.
When?
Look it up.
What round?
5th.
Really?
Really. This is your team now. You should know this is your team. Hurry up. Hurry up. Twitter fingers.
I mean, I believe you. You played with him.
Google fingers. He was drafted, though.
Well, I say turnover in regards to your touchdown or turnover. Although you listed out plenty of guys that have done it.
Undrafted for the Saints. Undrafted for the Saints. I listed guys who were undrafted and play for the Saints. So, will Bryce be the next undrafted player from Tennessee to start for the Saints this season, adding to the Callaway?
He was an undrafted free agent.
Ramon?
Yep. You can apologize now.
I don't think so, man.
He was an undrafted free agent. I know my Steelers.
I remember him being drafted.
You can apologize now.
We're both wrong because he didn't play for the Saints.
Yep.
It was a question about the Saints, not the Steelers.
You did.
So we both was wrong.
No.
It was about the Saints, not the Steelers.
I don't think you said the Saints in your question. Maybe I misheard you because I was thrown off by the Ramon Foster thing. But I say turnover. You did mention 3 guys that were undrafted to the Saints and did end up starting. But just statistically, and I know your question is pertaining to the Saints specifically, but the odds just aren't simply in an undrafted free agent's favor to go on and do what Marquez Callaway, Jabari Greer, Shy Tuttle, the odds just simply aren't in their favor. I mean, they're doing good to make the team out of camp. So Bryce Thompson, he has the ability to play in the NFL. I think he has a really good chance at making the team out of training camp. But just because the odds aren't in the favor of undrafted free agents, I'm simply going to say turnover. Because Marquez Callaway, what he did last year, defied all odds. Shy Tuttle defied all odds. Jabari Greer defied all odds. Undrafted free agents aren't supposed to do what those guys did. So I do think Bryce Thompson has the ability. I would be less surprised, tell me if you agree with this, I would be less surprised by Bryce Thompson starting than Marquez Callaway, because I think Bryce Thompson has more ability than Marquez Callaway. Bryce Thompson's ability as a football player isn't his problem. It's always been the off-the-field stuff. So if he can just stay in his lane, keep his head down, grind, do his thing, then I think he'll be in the NFL for at least a couple of seasons.
Bryce has not had a problem with bringing it in between the white lines. When it's time to play football, Bryce is going to bring it. There ain't no question. The question is off the field focus. Can he take care of business off the football field in New Orleans? And the wiggle room, man, is you don't have a wiggle room like Isaiah Wilson. You know, Isaiah Wilson had, 1 or 2 chances because he was a first-round pick. There was a lot invested in him, so the leash was a little bit longer. The Seattle Seahawks player that was dismissed for trying to sneak a female in the hotel at the beginning of COVID, his leash is not as long as maybe a first-round guy. Now, Bryce Thompson needs to understand that he's going from being one of the main dudes on Tennessee's squad where, yeah, you can get arrested and still play in the Florida game. You can get in trouble in high school, still get a scholarship at the SEC level, like nothing ever happened. But now you're the low man on a totem pole. Your leash is super short because you went undrafted. There's nothing to lose if they just cut you. So my concern is to focus off the field. On the field, he's going to compete. He's going to work hard. I just think Callaway gave himself a chance because he played special teams the way he did, and he was a great punt returner. I don't know without special teams if Callaway gets that start and gets that opportunity. So I'm going to go turnover. I don't think Bryce will start this year for the Saints. He may, unless there's a ton of injuries. But I'm going to say turnover, man. I think we hit a nice little run with Shaw Tuttle and Callaway as of recently. I think, and I hope Bryce Thompson will stick. I just don't think he will start. But yeah, man, bro, I got Ramon and Chris Scott a little twisted up. Chris Scott, I want to say was drafted because they all played together there. But yeah, man, Ramon. I mean, I'm looking at Wikipedia. Sometimes you always can't go on Wikipedia.
Chris Scott was selected by the Steelers in the 5th round of the 2010 NFL draft.
Yeah, so I got Chris Scott and Ramon mixed up. But I'm going to turn over. Bryce Thompson won't start, but I think he'll catch on, man. I think it's the reason why he went to the Saints, man. The Vols have a really good record as of late. Going undrafted and catching on with the Saints, man. Again, Shaw Tuttle, Marquez Callaway. Unless Bryce could be a great either gunner or someone that defends the gunner, blocks the gunner. I don't know if Bryce is fast enough to be a gunner. He may, but because he played receiver and DB coming out of high school and he has receiver type of skills, he might be able to do both. But I can see Bryce getting his big time break on special teams. That's where it's going to have to come if he's going to make that team. All right. Let's see this bowl. ATL VFL, you being an apology. Haha. We was both wrong. Both wrong on that one. How many wins do you think Juwan Mitchell accounts for this season? Oh, man.
How many tackles?
No. How many wins do you think Juwan Mitchell accounts for this season? How many wins?
Does he upgrade the defense enough to where you think it equates to a zero? I mean, a win. One win. Does he equate to that much of an addition? Because there's no doubt about him being a day one starter. I mean, he's already starting inside linebacker, and he hasn't even gotten to Tennessee yet. But will that equal one more win if Tennessee did not have him?
I don't think he accounts for a win.
I don't either. I think Tennessee has too many holes on defense.
Yeah, I don't think unless it's tied up in the fourth quarter, last possession of the game, Tennessee's on defense and Juwan Mitchell gets a pick six. But it's hard for me today to be like, oh yeah, he's going to account for a win because there's still some gaping holes on the defensive line. So for me, it's too early to say, which is why I'm going to say 0 right now. Side Daisy Vol says, thanks, guys. I'm scared to look at what happened with T98. Tell me we didn't mess him over. That's the one guy we that needed our back. Who was T98? You talking about T Martin? I don't know. You're talking about their Side Daisy. Jason from the Borough says, hey, Ben, you're not being very positive by talking that way about Bailey. Need to listen to your co-host and AD text a buddy and sing your money. Oh, gosh.
It was a joke.
Oh, my gosh.
It was a joke, and your previous message on the text box proved my point of it being a joke.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, Ben, are you going to make fun of yourself saying Middleton is the leader of the team a couple months ago, like you made fun of saying Bailey will start? Oh, the more jokes.
Yeah, I bought into Middleton's Twitter. He was all about his Twitter fingers and not his actions on the football field.
Man.
And what other leader is there to identify on the defensive side of the football right now?
Yeah, and I saw those tweets. God, I don't want to sound negative, but I didn't buy into it one bit because I just understand that that's you could be capping. Ain't that what they say?
Yes.
You could be capping for Twitter. You can be saying one thing and another thing can be true in reality. And we've seen players active on social media portraying a certain image and not following through with that image behind closed doors. And so we can't lead from Twitter.
What was my take on who would be the starting quarterback after the spring game? That Joe Milton or Harrison Bailey would be the starting quarterback by the time game number 1 against Bowling Green rolls around. So remember that, Jason.
Jason's in a playful mood this morning. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I like playing Jason.
He's not in a playful mood.
I like playing. Is he in a trolling mood?
He's in a trolling mood because he did not like my joke. And that's okay.
I get a kick out of the jokes about text a buddy and just send your money. Because they're the same folks who are like, take care, Tony Vitello. Take care, Tony Vitello. Nah, you joking about fundraising. And that might be the reason why you don't keep them. Anyways, why is Solomon not dominating yet? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a question I think for Solomon. Solomon is the only person that can really answer that question. Why is he not dominating? I mean, someone that was a 5-star talent coming out of high school, All-American type of talent. But that answer is one that should be answered by Solomon. There's guys like us who can describe what we have seen from Solomon at Tennessee, but I think the true answer comes from Aubrey. Why hasn't he been dominating? We can answer it, and they say mentally he just hasn't put it all together. He was a guy last year that was going to opt out. There were some talks about him opting out, and did not participate a lot of the preseason, and just had gained some weight, was a little out of shape, and it never happened for him. So, yeah, CJ evolved. That's it. That's the answer right there. Tremel says from chat, holes in D-line, Hardy, LOL. No, Hardy is not the answer. Hardy is not the answer.
That's one of those instances where I think the transfer portal can be overrated, in the sense of you see a former top 100 recruit. He was in the top 100, wasn't he? He was in that area. Top recruit.
No, yeah, he was a top player coming out of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was highly ranked. I just can't remember how highly ranked, but highly ranked guy coming out. I mean, he just went through the recruiting process a year ago, so he's still young. He went to a school that over the last several years had a reputation of putting great defensive linemen in the league, playing great defensive football in Auburn, was under Tennessee's new defensive line coach at Auburn. And while all the signs may be there that it would be a perfect fit, it's an hour and a half down the road.
He was 77th Rivals. He was 101 according to 247.
Yes. So all the signs of him being a perfect fit for Tennessee and solving Tennessee's defensive line issues may be there, but he's not the answer for Tennessee. So to me, that's an example of the transfer portal being a little bit overrated. 9th
at his position according to Rivals. 13th according to 247 composite, which is so annoying. At defensive tackle. 3rd-rated player in Tennessee according to the composite. 108 according to 247. That damn composite gets me all the time. I told 247 about that. Lead with your rankings first, not the composite. You're leading with other people's rankings too. The composite so misleading. 865-255-03. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
around the SEC. Let's go. Swain Event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Ben, what you got today for around the SEC? Drop it on us today.
More portal news, as you can expect. Former Missouri defensive lineman Trey Williams is transferring to Arkansas. He tweeted out last night that he was thankful for the opportunity to play for Sam Pittman and reunite with Barry Odom.
Barry Odom got him.
The second Missouri offensive lineman or defensive lineman to transfer to Arkansas. He joins Markel Utze. Major Burns was a freshman this past year at Georgia. His time in Athens has come to an end as he has entered the transfer portal.
Hey, Major. What's up?
Except he's a Baton Rouge native, former four-star prospect. I would be stunned if he did not end up at LSU.
Let me stop you here, Ben. Let me stop you. Let me just put two and two together, if you don't mind, Ben.
Go for it.
You don't mind me doing that?
Never.
Let me put it in reverse.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Wait a minute, Ben. Where did you say Major Burns was from?
Baton Rouge.
Where's LSU from? Where's LSU? Is that Baton Rouge?
Yep.
Who won a championship last year?
Alabama.
Year before last?
LSU.
So you mean tell me LSU won a championship and a player from Baton Rouge decided not to go to LSU but to go to Georgia?
Yep.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
Man, that's some real heavy recruiting right there from Georgia, boy. Man, that pitch was strong. How do you pull a kid from Baton Rouge after they win a national championship? Man, woo. Oh, Kirby, man. That is high-level recruiting right there.
It is.
Wow, that is impressive, Ben. I mean, how do you do something like that? How do you pull a kid from Baton Rouge, where LSU is from, after they win a national championship? Wow. Man, that's impressive. I wish I could recruit like that. Man. Woo.
I wish I could recruit like that as well. I also wish I could recruit like Alabama because Alabama has landed Ohio State wide receiver transfer Jamison Williams. We talked about him entering the portal yesterday. Jamison Williams is a significant pickup for Alabama, a former top recruit who was a starter for a playoff team, and he adds some speed to that Alabama wide receiver room. He is the Missouri record holder in the 300 hurdles and averaged 17.7 yards per catch at Ohio State. And although Alabama has had plenty of receivers enter the league as of late, they are in somewhat of a rebuilding mode there in the receiver room in Tuscaloosa. They have plenty of talent, but they only have two proven receivers coming back, in John Mechie and Slade Bolden, and then they have a bunch of redshirt freshmen, second-year guys, and then true freshmen who are expected to play early. And, again, they're very talented players, top 100 players, but still unproven. So Jamison Williams gives Alabama a proven receiver. And the only other thing I've got for you is that Kentucky's Davion Mintz will go through the 2021 NBA draft process while maintaining his eligibility. So that was the only basketball note.
Yeah, I like him.
I didn't care one way or the other about him.
Yeah, he's good, man. I like the way he played. That's the way he played the game, man. Really, really good player.
Kennedy Chandler put out a cool article. This isn't necessarily an around the SEC topic, but I did want to bring it up on the show. He wrote an article about on the Players Tribune about players in his class. He kind of did his own rankings. He listed 9 guys that he thought was going to be successful in college. And he listed Jemai Mashack, who is going to be his teammate at Tennessee. He listed him on the list and said that his NBA comparison is Marcus Smart.
Ooh. Ooh,
Here's
dog.
Here's what Kennedy Chandler had to say about incoming Tennessee signee Jemai Mashak. Said, remember when I said there would be people on this list who haven't gotten as many looks in the media, but will still go on to have great careers? Jemai is the perfect example of that. He'll be with me at Tennessee, and once he gets there and starts killing, I think he'll start getting the recognition he deserves. He's going to show what he can do, the way he defends, and how aggressively he plays. If you watch his highlights, you can see that he always matches up with the best player on every team, and he's an amazing defender. When I watch him, I'm looking at how efficiently he uses his body. He's got great body control, and he's strong as hell. He's not a weak guy. He plays hard on every position, never taking plays off, and he's got a good defensive game that usually gets him going on the offensive end. He'll make any team better. I can't wait to team up with him at Tennessee and let everybody know what we can do.
Man, look at that leadership.
So I thought that was pretty cool. The other players that he put on here, Harrison Ingram, who is going to Stanford, if I'm not mistaken, compared him to Kyle Anderson. Bryce Hopkins compared him to Talen Horton-Tucker of the Lakers. I don't know where Bryce Hopkins is going. Forgive me. Jemai Mashak, Hunter Salas compares him to Jalen Suggs. Jaden Atkins compares him to C.J. McCollum. Chet Holmgren, who I believe is the number 1 overall player in his class. He's going to Gonzaga. Compares him to Anthony Davis. Makes sense.
Hey, how about that, Ben? We got a comparison. White dude and a black player. Finally, man.
It's a miracle, right?
Finally. Because every white slot receiver gets compared to
Wes Welker.
Wes Welker.
Julian Edelman.
Oh, man. There we go. There we go. One step closer to equality, baby. One step closer. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah, so I thought that was a cool article from Kennedy Chandler in the Players Tribune. Kennedy said, let's call it the Kennedy Chandler 100. JK, I'm only going to do 9, so this will be quick. The KC 9. And I can already hear the questions. Why not 10, Kennedy? Because I have to finish my homework and can't be writing this all night. That's why.
Man.
So cool article from Kennedy Chandler in the Players Tribune.
Jamel says, what is it? Chandler got everybody's chili hot. I think that's what Jamel trying to say. You know, Jamel got that little flip phone to build fingers. And he be using T9. Remember T9 back in the day?
Yep.
Trying to text.
The T9 calculators.
Man, I think it was the T9 text. I think that's what it was back in the day, those old flip phones. Yeah, man. You trying to say, hey, he be saying hi for you? No. You trying to say Butch, but it said something else? What you call me? No, I was trying to say Butch. Butch, I wasn't trying to call you that. My bad. You can't text it worth a dang with those T9. I think it was T9, the style there. With the Tramel says, LOL, yep. What are you trying to say, Tramel?
When I hear T9, I think of the T9 calculator from math class.
Yeah. Regulator says, I'm old. I like to compare every white receiver to Drew Bennett. Oh, man. Jennifer Moore says that minimum to me doesn't mean a low standard plan, just holds the school's feet to the fire and make a commitment. Yeah. I understand exactly what you were saying there, Jennifer. Jamel says, do we not want him at all, though? Jamel, listen to me.
No.
What? Tell me if you heard this before, Jamel. I know your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your auntie, somebody didn't say this to you. Jamel, boy, what part of no do you not understand? The N or the O? Huh? What part of the no you not understand, Jamel? The N or the O? No means no, Jamel. We good, man. We good on that one. We good. Wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, we good. Major Barnes, man. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen a player leave the city of us. You from Gainesville? Florida wins the championship. That player's not leaving Gainesville if Florida wants him.
No.
Simple as that. If you in Tuscaloosa, you a top player and Alabama wants you, you're not leaving Tuscaloosa when they win the national championship. No. But Georgia's going to pull a kid from Baton Rouge after LSU wins the national championship.
Maybe LSU didn't want him.
How does that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? I'm so glad I'm so glad I don't work for the NCAA. Because I would be like Paul Blart, blowing my whistle. I'll be putting clues together. Does something make sense? Rolling up on the Segway. Baton Rouge. LSU won championship. He's leaving LSU. He's leaving Louisiana. That don't make any sense. Paul Blart. I think LSU did want him.
I was joking.
I wanted to make sure.
I was joking when I said. You want to hear something funny before we go to break? Unrelated to
Florida offer, LSU offer, Texas A&M offer, Oklahoma offer.
But were they committable, Swain?
No one would know, man. Maybe it wasn't committable.
You want to hear something funny before we go to break?
Georgia don't care, dude. Georgia don't care right now. They don't care about making it believable. They don't care. All right, go ahead.
I clicked on a mock draft for my guy Dane Brugler, my favorite draft guy. Guess who he has picking second in the draft next year?
Oh, I see it.
The Detroit Swamp Donkeys.
Oh, you done said something right there, man.
The Detroit Swamp Donkeys picking second in next year's NFL draft. Never too early for an early 2022 NFL mock draft. The Detroit Swamp Donkeys picking second.
I disagree, man. I disagree. Jared Goff is not garbage. He's not a Matthew Stafford, but he's not garbage.
Well, you have to understand, who is Phil Jerkovich, the quarterback from Boston College? I don't want him going to the Steelers. Ugh. You have to understand something.
Where's that energy? Where's that Detroit Swamp Donkey energy, Ben?
The Steelers will be Swamp Donkeys if they take a guy's name that I could barely pronounce, Jerkovich. Like, do you know how many jokes are set for Jerkovich? Like, do you know how many jokes are set if the Steelers were to draft him? But here's the thing you got to understand about the Lions and quarterbacks. They tend to make their players worse than what they actually are. Calvin Johnson.
You asking for it.
Barry Sanders.
I mean, you true. I mean, you right. You asking for it.
Matthew Stafford. Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
You asking for it. Jalen gonna retire here soon, man. Dealing with the Lions. I'm just kidding, man.
The Lions gonna make him want to get out of the league.
He's gonna go somewhere else and ball out. Swain Event. Be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, folks, it's time for what? Remember, you used to get those whoopings back in the day? And your parents would say, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. I always thought it was a lie. Well, let me whoop you then. Or just don't give me the whooping, because I would hate for you to hurt. Sometimes that is the case. This might be the case. On For What today, Ben? What you got?
Is that something that you have realized now that you are a parent and have gotten older, that the whoopings actually hurt you more than it's going to hurt your kid?
Yeah, at the beginning, but now it definitely hurts them more than it hurts me.
But you've also reached a point with your oldest where she doesn't really get whoopings. It's more so taking things away.
Yeah, she's too old to be getting whoopings.
Yeah.
And I don't really. It's been so long since the youngest one's got one either, man. I try to do things a little bit differently.
Don't blame me.
And not resort to that, but you still get one now. I still go grab the belt, make you think I'm about to whoop you, but I don't for real.
Well, I asked that because I had a moment yesterday while I was grocery shopping. Oh, now I know what my mom meant. My mom, growing up, would always buy plenty of Gatorades to have around the house for me to drink and for me to take to practice and games growing up. And she always reminded me growing up of how pricey Gatorade is.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that last night when I purchased the green Gatorades and the purple Gatorades. I was like, what?
You want to save money? Stick to one flavor and get the mix.
Well, I'm going back to Powerade next time. That's what I'm doing. I like Gatorade, but Powerade is cheaper. But your point about the whooping hurting us more than it's going to hurt you, we have to put the Tennessee Titans on For What today. And Trammell even just mentioned it on the text box himself over break. Titans always got to grab someone with issues, don't it? Sheesh. Yes, the Titans are at it again because former Pittsburgh football player Rashad Weaver has been charged with assault in an April incident. And Rashad Weaver was drafted by the Titans over the weekend. And 2 days later, he's charged with one count of simple assault in connection with an April incident on the South Side. Now, I will preface our discussion or us mentioning this on the show that not been found guilty. That is important to remember. So don't want to completely cast judgment one way or the other, but the criminal complaint does not sound good for Weaver. It was filed in Pittsburgh's District Court on Friday. According to the criminal complaint, police officers found a woman lying on the ground surrounded by a group of people at 2:28 a.m. April 18th. Those at the scene said a large man, later identified as Mr. Weaver, punched the woman, Demetria Navalis. Mr. Weaver was not at the scene when officers arrived. Miss Navalis, I don't know how to say her last name, was checked by a medic and released. One witness said she saw Mr. Weaver punch the lady. Another witness said she did not see Mr. Weaver punch the lady, but did see her fall to the ground. An officer noted in the complaint that he observed no injury consistent with a punch to the head, which is noteworthy. But 5 minutes prior to the incident, Mr. Weaver and this female got into an argument at the Foxdale Bar on Carson Street, according to the complaint. Officer O'Kelly and other officers separated the two after he said she spilled a drink on him. The young lady later told officers that she threw her drink at him during the argument. She and her friends left the bar and headed towards South 17th Street. Mr. Weaver left and went down South 16th Street. Before leaving the bar, Mr. Weaver stated to other officers on scene that he had no problem hitting a female if they needed it, according to the complaint. So, the for what, obviously this young man gets it for what. Again, not crystal clear whether or not he punched her. One person said that she saw him punch her. Another person said that she saw her fall to the ground, but she did not see him punch her. Officer said that there was no blow to the head that was indicative of being punched in the head. But then there's also this quote from the officer in the complaint that Weaver says that he has no problem hitting a female if they needed it. So who knows what happened? There's kind of both sides to this story. But regardless, the Titans get it for what? Because Paul Kaharski, who covers the Titans there in Nashville, said he spoke to two other NFL teams, and at least one of those two NFL teams that he spoke with knew about this incident before the draft, which means it's hard for me to believe that the Titans did not know about it. I recognize that is a possibility, but you get it for what either way, in my opinion, Swain. You either get it for what? For not doing your due diligence enough and knowing this, or you get it for what? For knowing that this took place and still drafting him.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if you drafted him and said, "Hey, we did our homework, and he's innocent until proven guilty." But to say you just didn't know, man, who made that draft pick? Dave Hart. Did Dave Hart make that draft pick? Did Dave Hart was Dave Hart in charge of the vetting process there? Because it's not good. And remember, it wasn't too long ago when the Titans drafted Jeffrey Simmons, and it was controversial, even though Jeffrey Simmons, I think, earned himself an opportunity because of what happened, his senior year going into Mississippi State, and kind of the circumstance he was trying to protect one of his family members, and just bad. It was a bad decision, but a little bit different of a situation for this Titans drafted player. But Jeffrey Simmons came off the ACL injury, and then you had that history with him, and he's done so much good there with the Titans organization and national community, and so you would have thought that you did due diligence enough on Jeffrey Simmons to take him, but you didn't do it on this gentleman, where you are literally trying to close the gap between you and the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, your window is open. So every small draft pick, every addition in free agency, it all matters. And so you would think they would have done a little bit of better job of vetting, but they definitely get it for what?
Things not looking too great for John Robinson. Not in the sense of like he's going to get fired like today or tomorrow, but it doesn't appear that he's trending in the right direction. The Titans did not accept the 5th year on Rashaan Evans' contract. I believe that's the third in 4 picks, first-round picks for John Robinson and the Titans, in which they declined the 5th-year option on their first-round pick because they did not pick up the 5th-year option on Adoree Jackson, who was a first-round pick. Jeffrey Simmons, he's obviously going to work out. Isaiah Wilson was an absolute bust, and then yesterday you don't pick up the 5th-year option on Rashaan Evans, so you've missed on 3 out of your 4 first-round picks. Hopefully, Caleb Farley, who was an interesting draft pick, that is a debate-worthy selection given his back injuries. So things are not trending well for John Robinson. And then 3 years in a row, you've drafted a player with character concerns. I agree with your take on Jeffrey Simmons. I think he has proven himself to have taken advantage of his second opportunity, second chance. So I'm not going to ding him for Jeffrey Simmons. I think personally they made the right decision in that situation. But then a year later, you draft Isaiah Wilson. He's not even on the team anymore. You spent a first-round pick on him. And really, you spent a first-round pick on him when you didn't need a tackle the way that you needed some spots on the defensive side of the ball. And now you have this incident with Rashad Weaver a year later. So things not trending too well for John Robinson. And that's not even taking into consideration the whole drama that the Titans have had around the defensive coordinator or lack of a defensive coordinator over the last year or so. Now, that is also a Mike Vrabel situation as well, but I mean that's both John Robinson and Mike Vrabel in my opinion.
I want to give a late attaboy though to Marcus Tatum, former Tennessee offensive lineman. He did transfer to Central Florida, but he got his master's degree, and I tweeted about that on yesterday. So I just want to give him an attaboy. Man, football can be a vehicle, man. If you treat it the right way, it can be the right vehicle for you. If you change your oil, wash the car, change the brakes. If you take care of the vehicle can take you places wherever you want to go. So, great job, Marcus Tatum, going out and getting his master's degree. Is it okay if I give him an attaboy since he's not at Tennessee anymore, Ben?
I guess.
Okay. Let's see here. King Vol says we did pick up Adoree Jackson. We just cut him after the season because he was hurt 14 games last year. So that's from King Vol.
My apologies for the incorrect info, but pretty much the same situation.
Yeah, I don't know the definition of a first rounder not working out if you decide not to pick up their fifth option, because if they provide a lot of value for you in 4 years, but you just don't want to pay that big price tag, is it considered a bust? Is that pick considered a bust? I don't know if I could say it is.
I don't know about bust, but I don't think it was worthy of a first round pick. I think it was a miss because your first round pick should be a guy that you're more than happy to pick up the 5th-year option. You're more than happy to pay a bunch of money on the 2nd-year contract. It should be a guy that is going to be a big-time contributor for you for 10 years, for a decade.
That's fair.
So that's kind of how I view it.
That's fair.
Like, I don't think Adoree's a bad player. I don't think he was a bust, but in hindsight, I don't think he would get drafted in the first round.
Yeah, I would love to hear, like, a lot of the NFL talking heads talk about that. If a guy that you drafted in the first round, and now if he's top 10, that's a different conversation. But the bottom half of the first round, but he brings value to your football team for 4 years. But the 5th year price tag, you just don't want to pay it. Is he considered a miss? That's a question I would love to hear be debated by the NFL talking heads. Chip Payne says you need to give it for what to Isaiah Wilson for that terrible song he put out on social media. Listen, I am not going to watch that.
I didn't even know he put out a song.
I'm not going to watch that. Jamel says, dang, Swain, you sound like you were bad like me. Yeah, I had some behavior issues back in the day. Jamel says, neither. I was bad. I didn't understand the N or the O until I was older. Oh, man. Seth Linderman says, wide receiver comparisons that cracked me up was Walker Merrill to Zach Rogers. Yeah, man. And I don't even like their games don't even remind me of each other. That's funny right there from Seth. Nate the Great says T9 presumptive text. It was the worst. 3 letters per number, texting for days. I know, man. God, technology has come so far. And it's still going. You blink and you behind. Cashville Fall says Thompson will definitely make the Saints. He may not start year 1, but eventually we'll play with our lack of depth at corner. So Cashville Fall is a Saints fan and says that Bryce will definitely make it. I think he has a great chance of making it. The only reason why Bryce Thompson won't be successful is off the field stuff. But you put him on the field, he's going to compete at a very, very high level. He has a dog mentality. It's the being a professional that he has to make sure that he does a great job of, because no one is like telling you when to wake up. No one's having your schedule laid out for you like at college. You are professional. You are a professional football player. So all your training you do on your own in the off season. That's what he has to make sure that he covers. Shot Tuttle will start no lead this year. No, he's been starting. Yeah, Shot Tuttle's been starting, man. Yeah, he's been starting. But yeah, he was undrafted. This is what I said. Let's see here. Let's see if I missed anything else on the text box. Vol fan says Danny White knows he can't let Tony Vitello leave Tennessee. That would be a very bad look and a big-time loss in his first year as AD here. Danny White seems to be a very competitive guy that hates to lose. I'm pretty sure he'll do everything he can to keep the hottest coach in more ways than one at Tennessee. Vol fan, stop trying to hit on Tony Vitello.
I hate that argument point.
I don't like it either.
To say that it would be a big L for Danny White to lose Tony Vitello, because to me, if Tony Vitello decides to take a different job, it's not going to be because Danny White didn't recognize Tony Vitello's importance to the university, to the fans. It's not going to be because Danny White did not try. There's a legitimate possibility that Danny White does everything in his power and Tony Vitello still decides to leave, just like Tennessee, for the most part, did everything in its power to make sure Rick Barnes was not going to leave. But if UCLA agrees to pay the buyout, Rick Barnes is gone. But Tennessee did do everything in its power in that situation to up his pay and agree to other things to try and get him to stay. But ultimately, Rick was going to take the UCLA job if UCLA was willing to pay that buyout. There's certain situations to where there's just nothing you can do, and if that is the case, and if Danny White swings for the fences with Tony Vitello, and you can't get a hit, and Tony just simply decides to take a different job, I'm not going to blame Danny White. I'm going to blame the previous administrations for letting Tennessee baseball reach the point that it has to allow the facilities to be where they currently are. That's ultimately going to be why Tony leaves, because the previous administrations have neglected baseball for so long. That is going to be why Tony Vitello leaves, not because Danny White doesn't try to retain him.
Yeah, on the surface, I just got a notification that tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. On the surface, those that only care in hot takes and those that only care about trying to make a cool point on Twitter to get relikes, and retweets, they'll probably say that, oh, Danny White. But the truth is, exactly what you just said, Ben. It's going to be egg on the face of the previous administrations, and it's an L that we all can take responsibility in. All of us. Like everyone is responsible for the L if Tony Vitello leaves. It's not just you, the AD, who just got here. It's your fault, because we always got to blame somebody. I don't think that's fair in this case. If Tony Vitello does leave, I know for a fact that Tennessee's doing everything in their power to make sure that they keep Tony. But it ain't gonna be Danny White being able to wave a magic wand to keep him around. It's a little bit different than what basketball had going on. Hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or, if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Eight 255-03. Irish Networks Hotline. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Hour 3. Wow, we flowing and going this morning. Hope everyone is okay after yesterday's or last night, this morning's storms here in East Tennessee. There's several people without power here in Knoxville, and just hope everyone is okay. please be careful in your travels because I'm sure there's some flooding and some really, really wet roads. So thank you for making the Swain Event part of your morning. Again, Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Swain Event is fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. Go over here to YouTube. See what's cracking over here on YouTube. Donovan says, good morning, Swain. Go Vols. Baseball Vols got it going. Danny White, get on it. He's on it, man. He's on it. He's on it. He's on it. CJ Memphis Johnson says, how about Oakland A's accepting some cryptocurrency? Dogecoin, Dogecoin, attaboy. Could Jay Mitchell, to my Jawan Mitchell, possibly attract Toto back to Tennessee? Doubt it. I hate saying no because like anything is possible, right? Anything can happen, but I'll just say doubt it. I think that ship has sailed. I think that ship has sailed. It's time to not worry about old Toho. Mike Strange says, what is it about Hardy that makes him not a guy for Tennessee? Just questions about work ethic. There's football character questions that was the issue down at Auburn. I think if you're Josh Heupel, and the one thing that you have noticed when you took over this job is the culture and accountability being an issue. You got to build a foundation with guys that's going to take that as a priority. It'd be one thing if, like, all right, Tennessee had a new coach because a coach just left and there was already the structure already built. You can take a talented player that may have some football character questions, and the locker room is going to make sure that he's good, but Tennessee can't do that. They're not in that position at all, and so you need to build it the right way, and so there's already too many guys that are still stuck in how things were with the previous head coach that I think this staff is going to have to either deal with or get rid of because you're not going to be able to grow and be where you want to be if everyone's not on the same page and not everyone's bought in. So usually when you have a guy that, a top 110 player, he's one of the top defensive linemen in the country, and even though he's a true freshman, usually you see that guy play and make somewhat of a contribution as a true freshman. I'm looking at Jay Hardy's involvement in his freshman year, and his first game action was against Northwestern in the Citrus Bowl. So it could be battling injuries. You never know. But to me, that raises a little eyebrows. It makes me want to kind of dig in and know why someone that was so highly rated, that lost so much talent on the defensive line and had opportunities for guys like him to play early, why didn't he not play the entire season up until the bowl game? That's my question. The person that's coached him last year is here. And so I would get a resounding yes. Like, oh, yeah, definitely. If there was not any questions there about football character. But the fact that I did not lets me know that something ain't right there.
Correct.
That's like, if we had a coach from Texas, and the moment someone hits the transfer portal from Texas, especially if they coach on the same side of the football, it would be like, oh yeah, definitely there's a tie, definitely there's a chance. you would know, okay, that player, that player has some really good football character. He's a good player. But the fact that there is a connection between Rodney Garner, Jay Hardy, and there hasn't been that, oh, yeah, definitely connection, definitely in it. No, I haven't heard that. So that lets me know right then, just putting two together here, that that's probably not going to be a move for Tennessee. And my question is, is a team in the SEC going to take Jay Hardy? Is Jay Hardy going to get opportunity in the SEC, or will he have to go outside the SEC? Because there are no secrets. There are no secrets. Coaching staffs, at some point or another, there's somebody on one coach staff that knows someone on another coach staff. And how a player was at one school, pretty good chance that the coaching staffs of other schools will know and find out. And so I'm not saying Jay Hardy was like terrible or anything, but he didn't handle business the way you thought he would as a true freshman. So he's going to have to answer to that. But that's a reason why, and that's as far as I want to go on that. I don't want to throw Jay Hardy on the bus and rip him or anything like that. But I am trying to be honest with the folks who are asking questions. So, CJ Vaughn says, I think we upgraded with Mitchell, much better player in space than the previous guy with a leadership mentality. What previous guy? Are we talking like Kavaris Crouch or like Henry To'oTo'o upgrade?
I know one thing. Juwan Mitchell's comments that he had to us at VolQuest sure should get you fired up as a Tennessee fan, talking about the type of leadership that he is going to bring. I tweeted out the quote that I enjoyed the most. Austin asked him what he was going to bring to Tennessee, and he said, quote, "I'm going to be on the front line when bullets start flying. You'll never see me flinch. That motivates the people around me. Throwing my head in everything, me being me, talking smack. You're going to have to show me." And what he means by you're going to have to show me is you're going to have to prove it to me. I think I'm the best on the field, and if you think you're better than me, then you're going to have to show me. So that's the type of guy that they're getting in Juwan Mitchell, a guy that is fearless and not afraid to be the guy that sticks his head into the fire first and be the one that leads his teammates into the abyss. And that's what Tennessee needs right now. So that quote stood out to me. He also said that in regards to his decision.
I like it. My chili getting a little hot.
This time around, I'm choosing the people in the building over a building.
Oh, man. I like that, Juwan. I like that. That sounds familiar.
Sounds like we've talked about that time or two on the show.
Wow. I like that, Juwan. Put some hot sauce in my chili, baby. Yeah, Juwan. I like those quotes, man. That is the attitude and mentality that this football team needs, especially on defense.
Yep.
You might mess around and be the one going to Birmingham, man. He won't even have his bags packed. Get that suit ready. You getting on the jet to go to Birmingham, represent Tennessee. Because I don't know if we have anybody on the entire team thinking like that, to be honest. If we do, we can count them on one hand. Austin Price, VolQuest.com, joins us next.
Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue, and it's time to connect with our guy Austin Price of VolQuest.com. He joined us on Tuesdays here. His time is brought to you by Jennifer Williams with Keller Williams Realty. 865-257-7897 is her telephone number if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Austin Price is at VolQuest.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Austin Price List. AP, good morning.
What's up, Jason Swain?
What's up, man? Tennessee adding pieces to the defensive puzzle. Adding a defensive lineman and Caleb Trimley from USC, and then going to the next, the next level at the linebacker position, and then adding Jawan Mitchell from Texas. Austin, man, who was the connection from maybe the coaching staff, and how was Tennessee able to land this transfer?
I don't think there really was a connection with the coaching staff. I think it was just, Jawan was making the move. Tennessee provides opportunity, and he sees that if you come in this league, you have a greater chance of going, in the NFL draft. And, I think the opportunity to play a lot in this league was something that he didn't want to pass up. And, Jawan, and in my brief dealings with him, seemed like a really good kid, with his head on straight and ready to kind of close this thing out. Ben put it on his Twitter yesterday with a quote that he gave us, and, just about, choosing, the people in the building over a building. And I think that's a mature way to look at it, because it is more of a business decision now, Jason, and he's got to focus on, taking care of everything and dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's. And it's not about, how many likes you get on Twitter and how many likes you get on, how many hearts you get on Instagram and all that stuff. It's about, putting everything on tape and seeing where the chips fall.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com. He seemed like a guy that was getting it done in Texas, who was relied upon. Didn't seem like he was fighting for playing time. I mean, why did he transfer from Texas?
I think a couple of different reasons. Just wanted a change of scenery. Wasn't crazy about the new staff, and just kind of wanted kind of a fresh start. So, sometimes you just kind of need that. I'm sure there'll be players at Tennessee or were players at Tennessee that needed that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to see that more and more because the transfer portal allows for it, and the one-time transfer allows for it. To go someplace, and you can kind of look at like recruiting now, like how much that's changed. Like in theory, like some kids that didn't have options coming out of high school could play their way right into being on a really good team really quick, because if they go and ball out at a smaller school, what's going to happen? They ain't going to play in that small school forever.
Yep.
So they're going to bounce to another big Power 5. Or when you're coming out of high school, you can go, if there's a lot of questions, well, I'm going to Alabama, but I've got to compete now against 4 guys. I'm going to go to Alabama, see where it happens. Worst case scenario, I'll leave after a year and I'll transfer back to school X, which is closer to home. And, it's going to be interesting to see the decisions that are made. We're seeing that now with guys just going into portal, because they can.
Austin, Tennessee has now added 3 players in Joe Milton and Caleb Tremblay and Jawan Mitchell, as Swain mentioned. Potential starting quarterback, the potential leader of the defense, maybe already the best player.
Why are you hating on Harrison Bailey, Ben? I mean, that right there has negative connotation against Harrison Bailey.
Swain told me to say it. Do you think that those 3 additions equals another win or 2? Do you think that has the possibility of taking place, that Joe Milton, Caleb Tremblay, Jawan Mitchell equals another win or 2 for Tennessee?
Well, here's what I think about Tennessee's season outlook. One, you're playing 3 games that, and I get everybody's going with Georgia State, but I mean, like, let's face it, 3 of them should be locked in wins. Then you got Pitt, South Carolina, and Vandy. That if Tennessee, I think, plays their best football, will win that football game. After that, you've got other games like Missouri, Kentucky, Ole Miss that, are more difficult, but they're winnable games. And then, of course, you got the big 3. But I've said all offseason, like, what does better staff chemistry, better team chemistry, and better quarterback play get you? So, like, yeah, you're talking about adding 3 guys that can help you on the field, but just how much does that help? Better quarterback play helps any program, and then better team chemistry and better staff chemistry. I think that's worth something. I don't know, is that 1 win overall? What is that? I don't know. Is it a touchdown? Point is like, I think that more than anything, Tennessee's got to find a way to get better in those areas, and adding these players, as long as they are willing to work within the framework of the program, can help you achieve all that. So, yeah, I mean, you needed help along the defensive line. You bring in a guy like Caleb Tremblay, who, again, contract you. It's the old Jeff Blauser effect for all those early 1990s baseball fans.
Braves.
Yeah, baby. I mean, he balled out, then signed a huge deal with the Cubs, and then was terrible after that, So, like, this is a contract year for him. He's coming here for 5-6 months. He's going to be really motivated, and I think you're going to have a really motivated Cade Mays, who's, will bounce to the draft after this year. I mean, there's going to be motivation amongst several of these players. How much does that help this team? So not that there wasn't motivation last year. I don't mean to say that, but I mean, I just think like some of these guys you're bringing in are here to do they're, I won't say hired guns because that's not right either, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're here for a specific purpose in a short time window. So, like, they're going to be motivated. Jawan Mitchell's going to be motivated. Joe Milton's heard all the stuff people have said about him. Slow, big arm, not accurate. He's going to be motivated. But guess who else that's going to motivate? That's going to motivate your boy Harrison Bailey, Ben, who's still wanting to prove everybody that he is who everybody thought he might be coming out of high school. So, to me, competition breeds, better play overall. So I think bringing these guys in, especially at positions of need, does just that.
Austin, if you knew me prior to my time working with you, back when I was just a peasant in your eyes, you would know that Kasim Hill is my boy.
Oh my gosh, that is true.
Team Kasim Hill, baby.
He's still
What do you think?
He's at Rhode Island. Put some respect on Kasim Hill's name, Swain.
He picked the school finally.
Yes, he's at Rhode Island.
Good for him.
What'd you say,
What
Austin?
do you think, Swain? I couldn't get an ounce of work out of being all week.
I guess he crying about the Steelers and the Yankees.
Crying. We're back to 500. We got the draft Najee Harris. You saw my excitement.
He was too busy tweeting Najee Harris gifts, infuriating the general's corners.
all I know is if you go look at the Caleb Tremblay article on VolQuest, the Jawan Mitchell article on VolQuest, it says Austin Price and Ben McKee.
That's right.
Well, I think
tag team.
I think you just put your name on Austin Price's homework.
I did.
But I think you was really hiding it at Bunker after Mike Farrell tweeted that about Trey Smith.
Who's Mike Farrell?
Anyways, AP, golly, you got me all messed up. Oh yeah, I'm totally cool with a player using Tennessee. Hey, it's a bonus if you love Tennessee. It's a bonus if you love our traditions and you take pride in being a VFL. Like that's great. But I have no problem with being used. If Caleb Tremblay and Jawan Mitchell just wants to use us to help their professional career and they feel like Tennessee is the best place for them to do that in this 1 year, I am totally cool with that, Austin. I don't need to get my feelings about, I want you to pick Tennessee because you love Tennessee. No, you don't have to. We got a place for you. You can achieve your goals. And it's a win-win for both.
There have been guys that have transferred here over the years. Malik Jackson. I'm sure when Malik Jackson chose Tennessee, he had no idea that he was going to enjoy Tennessee as much as he did.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are all going to enjoy Knoxville. Most people that come here do. I don't know how many coaches I've talked to over the years, and there's been lots because there's been so much staff turnover, that the wives didn't want to leave. They were upset when they had to leave because Knoxville's a good place to raise a family. On the whole, like it's not like it's a college town, but it's also a city. It's not like a small like Auburn or Athens or any of those places. Not to say those places don't have their charm and value too, but I don't know how many people, how many recruits I've talked to over the years too that when you thought, what'd you think? Wow, nothing like I thought it was going to be. What'd you think it was going to be? A cow pasture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They roll into town and see the Sun Sphere and a couple of buildings, and they're blown away thinking it's a metropolis.
Kind of like Andrew Warsaw, director of ops, hitting that Forrest Gump turbo gear to get out of Starkville to hit Knoxville.
I think Bill Martin did too.
Hit that Sonic Hedgehog turbo button.
Austin, Swain and I talked about Jay Hardy in hour 1 and hour 2. Just what's your perspective on the Jay Hardy situation after he enters the transfer portal yesterday?
That's Austin's boy.
Yeah, your boy Jay Hardy. We'll talk about my boy. That's your boy.
Just hoping that the kid finds a good landing spot. That's what you want for any of these kids, man. All these kids in the transfer portal. I just don't know if they're all going to find homes. It's just the number of kids in the transfer portal is just silly, and it's kind of college athletics is made that way now. So you just kind of hope they all find good homes. And you hope Jay Hardy finds homes. Obviously, a good home. Obviously, he wasn't thrilled before he was at Auburn, and I know a lot of people are want him to come back to Tennessee, much like Cade came back to Tennessee. I'm not sure that's going to be the case, but at the same time, I think for the kid, you hope that he finds a spot where he can be successful and be happy.
You got to catch Austin when he says things, little hints. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Austin Price, VolQuest.com here. It feels like Tennessee got a little bit of a little bit of momentum, just in the transfer portal. What other positions do you think Tennessee will look at addressing?
Wouldn't surprise me if they added another receiver. A name I said last night in our chat was Javonte Payton, who's from Nashville, and has been at Mississippi State, but is leaving the Bulldogs. I think he has 1 year to play, but the kid's a burner, and can stretch the field. So, it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee went the receiver route, and then it wouldn't surprise me if they added some help in the secondary if the right person was available. Like Major Burns is available in the transfer portal from Georgia, but he's going home to LSU. Tennessee's got multiple spots left. I was trying to understand and learn last night how all that works. Because, think about it. You signed Cody Brown, then he asked for his release. You signed Dylan Brooks, he asked for his release. You signed Jamarion Gooch, he asked for his release. Isaac Washington came, has now entered the transfer portal. In some situations, you get the number back, and some you don't. So it's not as cut and dry as I thought it was. So Tennessee's got multiple spots here to potentially toy with and play with. And so can they find the right guys? I don't think they just want to take a body, because ultimately you can back count. You can take some of these guys from the 22 class and actually count them against 21 and allow you to bring in more people in 22. So I think a lot of it depends on, what Tennessee can get. If they can get somebody that can help them this year, I think they will do that. So I'll be interested to see what other positions they look to fill. But first one, I think what could see them, adding some receiver help.
Austin, I wanted to get your perspective on the Danny White, Tony Vitello situation. Not whether you think Tony's going to stay or leave or whatever, but just from the standpoint of a lot of people are putting pressure on Danny White, and I get it, but if Tony Vitello leaves, it's my opinion that it's not necessarily going to be Danny White's fault, like people are kind of already saying that it will be, and saying that Danny better get this done and things along those lines. I look at it as a situation that Danny White is going to do everything in his power to keep Tony Vitello, and if Tony Vitello still decides to leave, it's a reflection of the previous administration's failure to keep up with SEC baseball, and it's their failure, and it's their fault that Tennessee baseball has been neglected for so long, and is at the point of where you have a coach like Tony Vitello and he ultimately decides to leave. That's on the previous administrations and not Danny White's. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. At the same time, it's going to be. How do I put this? Sometimes people get. It's like the quarterback. Okay, quarterback gets too much blame, too much praise. Same thing here with Danny White. If Tony Vitello is back at Tennessee next year, who's going to get the praise for that? It's going to be Danny White. And so it just kind of comes with the territory. It's not fair, and what you said is 100% accurate. But at the same time, if Tony Vitello leaves, there's going to be a negative connotation, put on Danny White. Is that fair? No, because you're right. All of the neglect the last several years causes that. To quote the great Devontae Adams from his Twitter yesterday, you got to appreciate what you got while you got it. So Tennessee fans, you better appreciate Tony Vitello, and I know they do right now. Okay, I get it. They're number 4 in the country, but you need to learn to appreciate little things. All the people that want to hate on Rick Barnes, because he ain't made that deep tournament run. I remember a time where Tennessee struggled to make the tournament and went several years without making the tournament. Appreciate the little stuff. It can always be better. Sure, you can always improve, but don't just hit the ceiling just to hit the ceiling. So yeah, I think for Danny White, that's going to be a good litmus test for him. How much can he, get done to prove to to Tony Vitello, hey, we're serious about keeping you. And to me, and Ben will agree, I think it's more than just saying, hey, we're going to give you a big bump in pay. It's taking care of your staff. It's taking care of the fans at Lindsey Nelson with a better game day atmosphere. It's taking care of a better, Lindsey Nelson as far as just like amenities for the players and all those type things. I mean, like having a players lounge and a newer locker room and all this stuff. All that stuff matters, and to be able to bring in recruits and have a show pony to sell goes a long way. Instead of like, don't turn the lights on. Let's just, turn that one center field light on and they won't notice all the cracks in the foundation at Lindsey Nelson. To me, that's as important as anything, is doing all the other stuff besides financially taking care of Tony Vitello, doing all the other things.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com. Give us an update on Tavis Jackson, man. You get quarterbacks who commit, and now they're trying to recruit other players and build good players around them. I'm pretty sure that's taking place. What other players do you feel like has been affected by the Tavis Jackson commitment, and Tennessee could use that commitment to get some momentum going in to get some other players? Who are some other guys that we should look at?
Well, I know the receivers that are especially in this state have taken notice, and it's just giving Tennessee a little bit of, jolt in the arm, Jason. They were kind of so stagnant for so long in recruiting, and, Elijah Herring, Vincent Sneed, then all of a sudden you get the quarterback, which is kind of a centerpiece that you can build around. And so I think that goes a long way. How much impact can a guy like Taven Jackson have with his teammate Caden Curry? Can he get Tennessee in the mix? Caden Curry ain't coming to Tennessee because Taven Jackson, but can Tennessee become more of a factor because of Taven Jackson? I think that's possible. And so we'll be interested to see what kind of impact he has. But he's been making calls and working kids and talking to recruits and, kind of starting to build relationships. I mean, you have to understand all these in-state wide receivers or out-of-state wide receivers or just, recruits in general, like, may or may not have heard of Taven Jackson. So there's not going to be a real relationship there. So, you have to start building it. You have to start talking to them and, direct messaging them on Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff that the cool kids do. Jason, you and I are not cool. We're old. But you have to be able to do those things, and I think he began that process. It's not a quick, like, hey, I'm Taven Jackson, I commit, type thing. It's a, let's get to know each other and see if I jive with this guy that's committed to a school that I'm interested in.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com. I know I'm cool, man. I asked my daughter this morning via text, is she swag surfing on him? And she said, yeah, without laughing at me.
You just proved that you're not cool because kids nowadays do not like swag surf.
Why would they not like swag surf?
People
that's
think
fun.
Swag surfing at games is lame.
I mean, it's fun. Why would you not like swag surfing?
You're proving.
You know what I have to say to that, Ben?
What?
Bet.
Do you know what capping and no cap means, Austin?
No. I do not.
You talk to these youngsters more than anybody. No one ever told you?
You're right, I do. I do, but I'm more of a, get in, get out,
Okay.
Let me educate you real quick.
Talk to them about the process. What I think can help them, what I think that can hurt them as far as messaging and all that stuff.
Well, let me explain real quick to you what capping and no cap means, because at some point a recruit is going to hit you with it, and I want you to be prepared, Austin, because I care about you and I want you to be successful. If somebody says that somebody is capping, that means they're lying. Capping means you're lying. If they say no cap, that's no cap, that means they're not lying.
Maybe I'll throw that out there with a recruit and see what happens.
I think you should. I think it'll go a long way. Next time you and Hubs go on your state tour, you should throw that out there. Speaking of your state tour, how did that go?
Man, it was good. We saw. Let me break it down for you. For the what we got here, we got 20 minutes left in the show. we left my house in West Knoxville at 8 o'clock last Tuesday morning. Went from here to Henry County in Paris, Tennessee. Went from there to McKenzie to Milan to Haywood to Covington down to Whitehaven, where Cam Miller was having a track meet. From there, we went up to MUS and got Dallin Hayden, where he was in a track meet. Back to Jackson to spend the night. Got up, was at Hardin County High School in Savannah, Tennessee at 8 a.m. Drove from there up to Murfreesboro to get the Herring brothers at Riverdale just shortly before 11. Up to NBA to get the quarterback there, Marcel Reed. From there up to Greenbrier, Tennessee. Didn't even know there was a Greenbrier, Tennessee, to get Nathan Robinson, a good-looking 2023 that Tennessee's in on. From there, back down to Lipscomb to see Trent Dilfer and all the kids he's got, and then from there to Beach back to the house, all in 36 hours. So it was fun.
This is why the subscribers are there at VolQuest, AP, man. Y'all relentless pursuit of information, recruiting information. This is why they sign up at VolQuest, man. You're dedicated to giving them info. Good job, man.
We had a good time. We were in Hubs' little white Rocket, his little white car, and we put a lot of miles on it. And I'm just, as I said in our podcast today at VolQuest, I'm glad Rob Lewis wasn't on that trip because, Sheriff Buford T. Justice would have caught the bandit several times going down some of those state highways in West Tennessee, because Rob likes to speed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I want to hear Brent Hubbs ask the recruits about capping and no capping. That's what I want to hear.
So you plan on taking an official visit to Tennessee on June 11th. Is that cap or no cap?
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Hubbs talk about capping. Yes. It's time to evolve, guys. It's time to evolve. And Brent Hubbs needs to evolve.
He said bet.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you that you know what bet means.
There it is.
But trust me, Brent has no clue what bet means.
It's time to evolve. You guys really want to create some distance with the competition? I need Brent Hubbs and you, Austin Price, to start speaking the lingo. Speaking the lingo of these recruits. No capping. Capping. That's all I know.
I did appreciate Austin in his video with Dallin Hayden throwing in the graphics that Tennessee gave to Dallin Hayden to tweet out with Pooh Shiesty and Lil Baby. I'm sure Austin was just over the moon about those graphics.
Pooh Shiesty from Memphis, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I know that because Dallin told me that.
Pooh Shiesty, also an interesting rap name. Don't know that I would go with Pooh Shiesty. I don't know that I would go with Pooh in my name.
I know one thing. You better be quiet.
What about Winnie?
Winnie, don't know that I'd go about Winnie either.
I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh. Come on, dude. Come on.
I think my rapper name would be something along the lines that associates myself with Joe Milton.
No, it should be what Austin just called Raw Lewis. It should be called Lil White Rocket. That'd be a good one.
I think you're funny.
Lil White Rocket. That should be your name, Ben.
I'm done for the day.
All right, AP. Thanks for your time, man. Oh, wait. Give us a preview of what's going on at VolQuest, since Ben over here acting like it's a secret. What's going on, man?
We'll just continue our state tour coverage. We have a great podcast up this morning. One of my favorite ones we've ever done. We kind of just, shot from the hip and told a bunch of old stories where we did commitment interviews and all this stuff. I mean, it was a lot of fun just to kind of rehash old stories. So check that out. That's a good one. That's up on our YouTube account, or you can listen to it a myriad of different ways. SoundCloud, whatever. That's a good one. And like I said, we'll continue our state tour as we wrap around the state with more and more interviews. I think later today we'll have something on Elijah Herring, the Tennessee commitment, who is at Riverdale.
I like it, Austin. Hey, you the man, Austin, man. Thanks so much for your time this morning, man. We are fortunate.
I try, buddy.
Thank you, man. Take it easy.
You too. See you.
Text box is going crazy. Regulator says, I'm only going to refer to McKee as Little White Rocket from now on. Thank you, Swain. Ballstorm says, that's what Ben's wife calls him. Jonathan 77 Vol says, Benny the Pooh.
I found my rap name. There it is, Benny the Pooh.
There it is. Jamel says, tell AP he'll get more reaction out of the recruits if he does. Got to speak the lingo with the recruits.
Y'all capping this morning.
Oh man, I was talking when Orange and White weekend, and chopped a little bit up with Alvin Kamara. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I know latest lingo, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with Kamara during this conversation. But luckily, I didn't have to use any of the latest lingo. I didn't have to use it. That's how cool Alvin Kamara is, man. I didn't have to use it. Like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? What's up, AK? No capping. I didn't have to say it. I didn't have to say it to try to feel cool and fit in. So we're good.
So you got to approach AK and be like, what's good, AK? He's going to tell you. Be like, oh, I bet. Hope you well, brother.
We've been saying.
Dap him up.
Bet's old, man. We've been saying that 20 years.
Maybe old, but it's still going.
Man, it is.
You old, you still kicking, just like Bet is.
Hey, man. Chill out, little white rocket over there. Chill out. Chill out, little Benny the Pooh. Chill out. All right, hour number 3. Fueled by and powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 3 is brought to you by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Jason Swain, Benny the Pooh. Let me check out this text box, Facebook live comments, and YouTube. But first, we got Jay on the line. Jay, good morning.
Well, Swain, you ain't been struck by lightning yet, have you?
Man, I thought I was going to be yesterday. I was playing with fire yesterday, man. I saw something that was wrong in the garden because I had a little buildup of water. And I was like, man, I'm about to fix this right now. So I took my shovel out there and started tunneling a little area so the water can drain. And I was like, wait, what am I doing? Get your butt inside before you get hit with lightning. So no, it almost happened yesterday, but it didn't happen. I don't know what I was thinking.
You lawn and garden people, man, y'all are serious about your how your grass looks and flowers and all that kind of stuff.
I was willing to put my life on the line for tomatoes that you can buy at the store for $1.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. I got some family members like that.
Yep.
Hey, I saw where the guy from I guess D1 baseball. I guess this is a pretty reliable thing. Maybe, and probably Ben might know a little bit more about this, but said that he believes it's going to be hard for Vitello to that Tennessee. It's going to be really hard for Tennessee to keep Vitello if a big time job comes around. Do y'all think that's true? And man, I knew we were kind of. I guess how did we become such a bad baseball job? I mean, because it seems like everything at Tennessee is. Well, when I was growing up, we were good, and we were. You know, when I was growing up, Tennessee was a really good job. We won a lot. I mean, it was fun to go to Tennessee baseball games, but it's surprising that we're considered this low on the rung that somebody can just come pluck our coach like this.
That's what happens when you neglect the program for over a decade. I mean, Tennessee baseball is what Vanderbilt football is. Tony Vitello is Tennessee baseball's James Franklin. That's
wild.
That's the situation. And Kendall Rogers of D1 baseball is who you are referencing. And in my opinion, D1 baseball does the best job of anybody in covering college baseball as a whole. And they routinely break news. And if he says something, it is definitely something to pay attention to and keep up with. So definitely believe that Kendall Rogers does a great job. But I will say this, Jay. I'm not going to say he's wrong. That's not my initial reaction though when people ask about is Tony Vitello going to leave. That's not my initial reaction. Like, yes, it's going to be difficult to keep Tony Vitello. That's stating the obvious because you have to commit to his salary. You have to commit to the coaching staff salary, and you practically have to build him a new stadium. Like, what other school is doing that? Nobody is, because, again, Tennessee neglected the program for so long that it allowed to become the Vanderbilt football of SEC baseball. So, like, yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I think Tennessee has a decent chance. This in the Monday night chat last night on VolQuest. It's too early to say yes or no either way. But I do believe Tennessee has a better chance at retaining Tony Vitello than most people think, especially people outside of Knoxville. Tony Vitello truly loves being here at Tennessee. He is legitimately a loyal guy. He is proud of what he has built here. He believes that he can continue to build. He believes that he can have long-term success. But that doesn't mean that he's going to stay because, again, a school like A&M, LSU, TCU, any of those big-time baseball schools come calling, it is going to be difficult for Tennessee. But I'll say this, that just because they come calling doesn't mean that he'll just automatically leave. There may be a good chance, and he may end up doing it. But, again, I would summarize it as Tennessee has a better chance than most people think, especially people outside of Knoxville.
Man, you just hit me in my heart, my chest, man, with that truth when you said that Tennessee baseball like Vanderbilt football. I wasn't even ready for that, man. That hurt. That hurt my soul right there. Did they do the same thing to you?
Man, I knew we were down, but I didn't.
Goodness gracious, man.
Google
my chest.
Everybody that feels like being depressed, Google Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
I'm good.
And find a photo of the entrance to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Save that image to your desktop, and then go look at Mississippi State's baseball stadium.
I'm good.
Ole Miss's baseball stadium.
I'm good.
Vanderbilt's baseball stadium. Texas A&M's, LSU's, Florida's. And those are just the top programs in the SEC. We can even go down a step and go look at Alabama's brand new baseball stadium
Ben.
that they built. We can go look at Kentucky's brand new baseball stadium.
We get it.
That they built. And then compare those stadiums, the front entrance of those stadiums, to Tennessee's. Tennessee's entrance to Lindsey Nelson Stadium looks like the jail downtown.
Stop no capping. It's enough.
Well, Ben, what can they do? I mean, we talking
Pray.
about renovations, but can you really renovate that thing, or does it?
Collect.
If you really want to have it up, up on the level of, at least like you said, in Alabama, they built a brand new stadium.
Yes.
Do we just need? I mean, is it really just going to have to be? They're going to have to build a new stadium.
I got a website for you.
What's that?
You want to know that website is called?
What is?
Safe for work.
TennesseeFund.org.
Oh, I need to be a shareholder, don't I?
Yeah. TennesseeFund.org. You need to be in the shareholder society. That's what you do. That's the action.
That's a really complicated question, Jay, because like the answer is yes, that Tennessee needs to build a new stadium, but where they're currently located, they don't really have room to build.
We're landlocked.
Yes. Now, I think there are some things that you can do. The university owns that street behind the stadium. You could get rid of that road, get rid of that gravel parking lot out behind right center, and you can cut off that road that turns by the T-Rec and the parking lot behind the frat houses, and you could kind of make that road shorter than what it is and allow that to be kind of a road that just cuts off and maybe turn it into a roundabout, and there's just no parking back there, and you can potentially flip the stadium, turn the stadium around, have home plate on the opposite side, and
hit home runs to the football
towards
practice
the
field.
Football practice field, and do there. But I mean, the practice facility for football is right on top of you. The fraternity house is right on top of you. I don't know. Maybe Tennessee explores.
Move them fraternity houses.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Maybe find a way to move that fraternity
Yeah,
house.
why can't
or
we
two.
move them like we moved the sorority houses where they're kind of out?
Hey, I'm all
on
for
the
it.
outskirts of campus.
That sounds like
which
a great
which
plan.
fraternity did the butt chugging? Is that one
Charlie
over there?
Bursis.
Is that one over there?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they gotta go.
Move them up out of here. Get them out of here.
Yeah, I'm not.
They embarrass us all.
I'm not a frat guy, so I
Get
don't
them
know the
out.
fraternities.
Use that for baseball.
But I think that's a great idea, Jay.
Embarrassing every Tennessee fan on the planet with that incident.
Not even just
Yeah.
Tennessee sports fan, just anybody associated with the University of
period.
Tennessee.
Butt
Is
chugging.
embarrassed.
And they held a press conference like they was dead serious.
Yep.
Yeah, use that for a dugout. Something.
They did. No, but I like that idea too. It hasn't one that I haven't given much thought of. Why can't you build a
like, Ben, you
fraternity
look at-
row like you did sorority?
You look at Texas A&M's campus and these other campuses; they're really flat, and they got a lot of room to spread out.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, with our kind of topography, with all the hills and everything, I just don't know how they're going to do it.
Well, here's the other potential solution, and it's one that Tennessee has gauged Vitello's interest on, and that is making the new downtown stadium that the Smokies are going to play in, potentially making that the permanent stadium for Tennessee Vols baseball, because then you kind of kill two birds with one stone. You get that new stadium without having to really renovate Lindsey Nelson. You have that brand new spanking stadium, and that would be cool, but I'm not gung-ho about that idea, and I don't believe Tony Vitello is either, because I think you somewhat take away from the college home field atmosphere if you go downtown to a minor league baseball stadium. The stadium may look good, but you probably still won't have that same environment. And I think although Tony would want to use the downtown stadium, he also wants that on-campus atmosphere that he has created. He just wants to expand that atmosphere that he has created.
I mean, downtown's right next to campus. I mean, let's get some party buses, man, and shuttle some folks over there. It's like around the corner.
I know, but frat boys can get drunk in the frat house and then walk 5 feet to Lindsey Nelson.
Well, they can walk 5 feet to the shuttle bus. Get on.
The frat boys, I don't know that we can trust them to do that.
Well, you're right.
Guys, y'all hang in there, man.
See ya. You can't trust them not to drug either. But if you want to have the best of the best, you can build the best of the best downtown.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Jay's idea that he just threw out. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, this is me dreaming as much as I can dream. Build a fraternity row somewhat off campus like you did with the sorority houses. Like the sorority houses that they recently put together. It's not off campus, but it's not necessarily on campus either. Why can't we do the frat houses like that and move the frat houses away, build them brand new frat houses, and then destroy all the old crummy frat houses and put a brand new spanking baseball stadium right there?
Tony Vitello going to have gray hair everywhere by the time that happens. That's going to take a long time because with the sorority houses, they had to like halt the construction because it was had something to do with the Indian grounds or something, so they had to like stop. Yeah, like they had to stop it for a little bit and then continue. But it took a while for that to be built. Man, I think you get that room, and I've always wondered, like, man, why is it frat houses right there, man, just taking up all the good area? But listen, man, they produce a lot of money, man. Those frat houses are not cheap, and they pay a lot of money to go to school here. So I think the most logical solution would be downtown.
Yeah, it's just I don't think Tony Vitello is gung ho about that because he wants that on campus atmosphere. I'm telling you, it's different. There will be a minor league feel to playing downtown compared to the up close on top of the players type of environment. There's no easy solution. I think in a perfect world, Tennessee expands the seating down the left field line, and they make the porch even nicer. Sounds like they want a double deck porch out behind left field.
Sounds like people can go to TennesseeFun.org to me.
That's right. So you take care of those steps first, and then Tony keeps winning, and then obviously you find other steps. But it's not just expanding down the left field line or building a double deck porch out in left field to help the outfield view. There's just it's just amazing how far Tennessee is behind. I mean, the weight room needs to be upgraded. The front of the stadium looks like the downtown prison. I mean, it's just one thing after another. And as each week goes by, the more and more I have to talk about it, the more and more I get pissed off about how far Tennessee baseball is behind. And I'll be the first to admit that I am blinded because baseball is my favorite sport, and I hate that it's not taken as seriously at Tennessee as it is in nearly every other SEC school, but that's a different conversation. It really irritates me how far Tennessee has fallen behind. As I've said a million times, Tennessee is not the type of university, athletic department that has to pick one sport or another. At a place like Tennessee, whether it's academics, whether it's athletics, you have the resources to be the best of the best in everything that you do, and you should not have to neglect certain areas on campus. That will never not irritate me.
Watch out. You don't want to piss off Ben. People get hurt. Things get broken. Pissed off Ben. You don't want to piss off Beanie the Pooh. Last thing we need is a pissed off rapper.
I don't know. That means the best raps are going to come out. I'm just going to go watch Najee Harris highlight videos to calm me down.
Sister Tiger says, I was a freshman sorority member when Swain played at UT, and that's when they started planning these sorority houses. Exactly.
Tony Vitello's hair is going to look like mine by the time it gets completed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right, that's our time for today. Hope you have a great day and a safe day. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event Fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Thank you for everyone listening. Thank you for the engagement. Thanks for the messages, the phone calls. Have a blessed day. Peace and love. We are out.